After 5 long months, we finally have Test cricket for India, and it begins the most important phase in this World Test Championship cycle for India for two reasons. Number one, this is the first of the six tests that India will play before the World Test Championship final. Every match from this point in time assumes massive importance. Two tests against Bangladesh, four tests against Australia. The first test begins today at the Zahoor Ahmed Chaudhary Stadium in Chattogram. India, you will know, have a tremendous record in Bangladesh. They have not lost a test. They have always dominated Bangladesh. And heading into this match, even though they are a depleted side, India are still the favorites because Bangladesh may be a great team when it comes to the ODI setup. They have performed incredibly well in ODI series. But when it comes to the longer format, they still do not have that same edge that they do in ODIs. So Bangladesh will be hoping that they can overcome their recent red ball miseries and give India a very tough fight. Tough fight in Bangladesh, it should not be too difficult because it was Bangladesh's win against New Zealand that knocked the defending World Test champions out because Bangladesh's loss, the win that they had against New Zealand, plus New Zealand's inability to win at home against South Africa, ensured that we would have new world champions this time around. India, on the other hand, the equation is very simple for them if they have to reach the final. They have to win 5 out of the 6 tests. They can afford one loss. But if they lose two, then they will have to depend on other results. But this one loss also comes with a caveat that you have to ensure Australia whitewashes South Africa 3-0. Now, when you look at that recent past, it's not been too encouraging for the Aussies because they have not won against South Africa in their own home ever since 2005. They lost in 2008, they lost in 2012, they lost in 2016. And they haven't won against South Africa for the last 8 years. The last win was 2013-14. They lost at home in 2016. The Sandpapergate scandal series of 2018 ensured that South Africa won for the first time in their home against Australia after 48 years. But let us head into the Bangladesh versus India test match. The playing 11, if we have to think for India, it is drawn up between two facts. Will India play three pacers or two spinners? Or will India play two pacers and three spinners? The thing around Chattogram is that it is a flat deck, and Paras Mambre had said that we are open to both the combinations. Either we play three pacers or two spinners, or the other way around. Now, if you have to judge what can be the playing 11 of the team, I would go with Shubman Gill, KL Rahul, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, then Shreyas Iyer at 5, Rishabh Pant at 6, and then there is a toss-up, Aksar, Ashwin, Kuldeep, Siraj, Umesh. That would be my ideal playing 11 if we have to look at it because Siraj and Umesh can reverse swing the delivery. They can also get a bit of early bounce that the Chattogram wicket can offer. And then left armers in Bangladesh always prosper. Think of all the spinners that the Bangladesh team have. You see left armers dominate. However, for Bangladesh, there is a major doubt over the fitness of Shakib Al Hasan. Will Bangladesh's talisman play in this first test? Because he did go to the hospital. He had suffered an injury during the warm-up session and also he didn't practice much. So there are major doubts over Shakib Al Hasan's availability. Will he be able to step up and will he be available today? That is the first major question that we have to ask. So this is the scenario heading into the first test in Chattogram. Remember, this is the first of the two tests that India will play in Bangladesh. India are playing a series in Bangladesh after quite a long time. I mean, they last toured in 2015. And so, 7 years later, can India finally ensure that they can get the business end of the World Test Championship cycle in their favor? So, we are just about 2 minutes away from the toss and we'll be hoping to see what is it because it'll be very interesting. Whoever wins the toss might have a very decisive advantage. And prior to the toss, let us just analyze what a big day is coming up, because today is the second semi-final, and 18th 18th of December, mark that date, because probably that is a day when greatness has his tryst with destiny. Lionel Messi's Argentina are in the final, and if Lionel Messi wins that, oh boy, the celebrations, the tears, the emotions, the passion, everything will overflow on that day. So that is the current situation that we are having. So, okay, so Shakib Al Hassan is playing, and there is a debutant for Zakir Hassan. Zakir Hassan is going to make his debut for Bangladesh in the ongoing series that is there. So, the pitch report, if we have to look at it, there is a decent covering of grass. But normally there is grass on the wickets in the subcontinent just to hold the wicket together. That's to ensure that the cracks don't get bigger, as expected. India will likely play three seamers. That is the major thing. So, probably Kuldeep sits out. And can we have a debut then for one of the players from India? That will be very, very interesting to see. So we are just about ready. So Shakib Al Hassan has walked out for the toss. That's a very good sign. So he is playing. So KL Rahul has won the toss and he has chosen to bat. That is a very, very important update that I'm giving you. Breaking news, people. KL Rahul has won the toss and he has chosen to bat in the first test in Chattogram. Zakir Hassan of Bangladesh is making his debut. Shakib Al Hassan is playing despite suffering an injury during the practice sessions. So that is very good news for Bangladesh. It'll be very interesting to see whether KL picks three seamers or three spinners. That is the most important thing. So this is the current situation that we have at this point in time. So breaking news, people, for all those who have joined us right now, Bangladesh versus India, first test at Chattogram. India have won the toss and have chosen to bat. So KL Rahul has said that batting first will be an advantage on this wicket so that they can build up a good score and ensure as the pitch crumbles, then they will ensure that they can bowl Bangladesh out cheaply. And we are just awaiting what will be the team news. I'm awaiting the team news at this point in time. Three pacers or three spinners. That is what will be very, very important to see. And Bangladesh, on the other hand, it is very important that they at least can derail India's chances. Because look, if Bangladesh can win the series, then it puts India's chances under severe jeopardy at this point in time. So it will be very interesting to see the Bangladesh lineup also, whether they have gone with three pacers or whether they have gone with predominantly what is the thing. So I'm just awaiting the team news. What is the team news at this point in time? Yeah, Sachin Bardwaj, I'm just waiting for the team news. What is it? Okay, so there are three spinners and two medium pacers. That is the latest update we have. KL Rahul has said that three spinners and two pacers. So Kuldeep Yadav is playing. That is the latest update we have. Kuldeep Yadav is playing, and that is the thing. There are a few injuries. Looks a good wicket, put runs on the board. There have been a few injuries, but that gives opportunities to the other guys. Kuldeep Yadav plays. There are three spinners and two medium pacers. Three spinners. So KL Rahul has gone with the Sir, Ashwin, Kuldeep. These three play. Umesh and Siraj are your other players. So no chance for Saurabh Kumar, unfortunately, by the looks of it. But we are awaiting the official team news in that way. And Shakib Al Hassan has said that he would have wanted to bat first. So it's a bad toss to lose for Shakib. So it is going to be very, very crucial as to what happens here. We are just awaiting the team 11 at this point. Satyajit Shinde is saying three spinners show Rahul is defensive. But Satyajit, do you think that this is a defensive move? Because see, in the subcontinent, you will probably go with spin. The grass cover that is there on the pitch, it's just to hold the pitch together and ensure that the cracks do not get bigger. Don't be fooled by what the grass cover on the pitch is. Spin will play an essential role. Ashwin, remember, red ball, he's a different beast altogether. When you have to look at Aksar Patel on this kind of a wicket, he will be deadly. Bangladesh and left arm spin, the pitches are made for left arm spinners. And so that is why if Aksar can dart it in and if he bowls straight, wicket to wicket, he can be lethal. Kuldeep Yadav, remember, after that 5 wicket haul that he took in the Sydney Test against Australia in 2019, he's only played one more test. And then now from this, he's going to play, which suggests that India might be wanting to attack more with the spinners. Bangladesh left arm pace, left arm Chinaman, if I may have to, left arm wrist spinner, they often do struggle. And Kuldeep could be that X factor that is there. So that is the situation that we have at this point in time. So this is an important series for Bangladesh. We are playing a test match after 5 months. Well, India and Bangladesh are both playing a test match after 5 months because India last played in July in that one-off test in Edgbaston. I don't see Shardul Thakur. Well, I don't know. I think Shardul Thakur might not play because they have gone with Kuldeep, Aksar and Ashwin. So you have batting till number 8 because this is how your batting order will be. And I think we have the team news. And here is the team news, folks. KL Rahul, Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant. That is your batting lineup. Ravichandran Ashwin, Aksar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Siraj. That is your playing 11 at this point in time. So once again, let me tell you the team. KL Rahul is the captain. Shubman Gill, these two will be your openers. KL Rahul and Shubman Gill. Cheteshwar Pujara, Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, Rishabh Pant, Ravichandran Ashwin, Aksar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Siraj. That is your playing 11. No chance for Abhimanyu Ishwaran, KS Bharat, Navdeep Saini, Saurabh Kumar, Shardul Thakur, Jaidev Unadkat. It's unfortunate because Jaidev Unadkat got caught up in a lot of visa issues and that is why he was stuck in India for some point in time. Now he's back, but in the 11th hour, you just could not play Jaidev Unadkat. Maybe he has a chance in Mirpur, if that is the case. So no place for either, for most of the India A side that were recently played in Bangladesh. So that is the case. Shardul Thakur had to miss out because you played with 3 spinners. You had to play Umesh, you had to play Siraj. Paras Mamre made it very clear that Umesh Yadav is the spearhead for India in the series. So he would have had to play. Mohammad Siraj, very, very difficult grounds that you should have to drop him because he's simply one of the best and he's really, really coming. Varun Parvatneni saying brave selection, finally Kuldeepian. I agree. Among all the players who may say Sanju Samson's not got many chances, this guy's not gotten many chances, I think the one who has to suffer the most is Kuldeep Yadav. At his peak, you finally dropped him after months of saying that he's your number 1 spinner. What wrong did Kuldeep Yadav really do? I find it very hard to say that it is not wrong to say that Kuldeep Yadav has been dealt a very wrong hand by the team management. His confidence from that high of 2019 in the past couple of years has been absolutely shattered. And that is why it is great that Kuldeep Yadav gets a game. We hope that he gets a longer rope this time because 6 tests all in the subcontinent. Maybe that is when Kuldeep Yadav can showcase his skill. Now the Bangladesh playing 11 is Shakib Al Hasan, Zakir Hassan, Najmul Hossain Shanto, Yasir Ali, Mushfiqur Rahim, Litin Kumar Das, Qazi Nurul Hassan, Mehdi Hassan Miraz, Taijul Islam, Syed Khalid Ahmad. There is no place for Ibadat Hussain. No, there is. Ibadat Hussain is your last 11th. Ibadat Hussain. There is no place for Mahmudul Hassan, Anamul Haq, and Rejaur Rahman, Mominul Haq, Mohammad Shariful, and Taskin Ahmad. There is no place for Taskin Ahmad and Mominul Haq. Remember, Taskin had come for the press conference for Bangladesh and surprisingly he's been left out. And if you have to look at it, even Mominul Haq is also out. Mominul, as you will know, was struggling a bit in the test series, but here he's been left out. Left arm, Ravichandran Ashwin Bogi, is that the case? We have to wait and watch. So this is the team at this point in time. You've got Taijul Islam, who's your left arm orthodox spinner. You've got Syed Khalid Ahmad, you've got Ibadat Hussain, and you've also got Mehdi Hassan. So Bangladesh are playing actually with 2 pacers and 3 left armers, Shakib Al Hasan included. So that is why, okay, so I've got a latest issue that Taskin Ahmad has actually suffered a back issue. So that is why he is not playing. Thanks for pointing that out. Yes, Shakib Al Hasan has said that Taskin Ahmad does have a back injury. So That is the latest situation at this point in time. So, people who are joining us right now, India have chosen to bat, and Kuldeep Yadav is in. So, India are playing with three spinners. So, that is a very good team combination for this thing. And people cannot stop gushing about. Did you watch the semis? Your reaction to that goal and emergence of Julian Alvarez, Abhigyan Aditya, Messi, the magic man, and Julian Alvarez, future GOAT. I mean, there is a very viral photo of a young Julian Alvarez taking a selfie with Messi in the background. Now both of them are playing together, and remember, Messi's got 5 goals, Alvarez has got 4 goals. So, yes, it is his best World Cup, Abhigyan Aditya. Yes, I think the force is with Lionel Messi. So, it's great. Satyajit Shinde is asking your prediction for the India score. I think you have to bat big and bat once. I think you have to post a total in excess of 450, 500, bat for about 2 days there, and ensure that Bangladesh are put under immense pressure. However, if the pitch in Chattogram does not crack up, then I think Bangladesh can hold on for a draw at this point in time. So I am predicting an India score to be in the range of 450 to 500. That should be the ideal score that India should target and put Bangladesh under immense pressure. Now, the major batting question that I have is that will Virat Kohli be able to break his jinx in Test cricket? Remember, even during his slump from 2020 onwards, his white ball cricket was never under scrutiny. He averaged 47 even in that lean patch. But because Kohli averaged 59, 60, that gold standard unfortunately had to dip a little. So that is how it is. Virat Kohli, he has broken the ODI jinx after 3 years in Bangladesh. Can he do it in Test? Remember, his last Test century was against Bangladesh in that pink ball Test. So, that is how I look at it. But Rishabh Pant, all that outside noise on Rishabh Pant. Oh, yeah, I think he's been very inconsistent in ODIs. He's not performed well in T20Is. Although true, but will that impact his confidence even in Test match cricket? Because there was a question asked about Pant batting responsibly to Paras Mamre, and Paras Mamre had said that is the way he prepares and bats in every format. The role is very, very clear for Rishabh Pant. What are you going to do? And it's clear that he will take the attack to the opposition. So if Rishabh Pant plays in a certain style, suppose he gets 30 or 15 balls and hits 3 sixes and gets out, do we appreciate it or do we pan it? I think we have to look at the situation. If India are chasing 240, they're 8 down, Pant blazes away to 30 or 15 but throws his wicket away and India loses, then you can probably criticize Pant. But if he scores quick runs and he takes India from 400 to 500 in a jiffy, I think you have to appreciate it. Let us not just look at the runs that Pant scores. Let's look at the impact that he has. That is probably the mantra. Shreyas Iyer, yet again, crucial series for him. And I got one more message from Varun Parvatnini. He was just wondering why could they not pick Vihari, who was with the team before when Ishwaran was going to sit out. Player handling needs to improve for sure. Varun, I have given up on analyzing how do you rotate the players, resting of the players, player management, because this is the problem that you have of plenty. This is the dark side of the problem of plenty. Many good players will be left out, unfortunately. Even after 1 or 2 tests, because the problem of plenty is there in the Indian cricket team, I am sorry, these kind of things will happen. So it's very sad for Hanuma Vihari. I mean, he was the one who played out that gutsy draw despite an injury that you may say in Sydney. But now he's nowhere in the picture, unfortunately. But that is how ruthless the Indian cricket team system is at this point in time. Many good players have to sit out because the team composition is such, and there are better players there to fill that void. So my prediction is that one of Kohli or Pant may score a big 100. Austin Kuna is saying. We hope both of them do, Austin. I mean, I hope that both Kohli and Pant score big hundreds, because when Kohli is in full flow, there's no better sight in world cricket than him. And if Pant blazes away, man oh man, that's a sight. It's edge of the seat stuff when Rishabh Pant gets going. And I really, really want to appreciate that. Yes, Austin, 97.6 average, and there is no doubting Pant's status when it comes to Test cricket. He is simply sublime in that. He scored centuries in all the Sena countries except New Zealand. He has dominated in England. He's scored brilliantly in South Africa. Australia has been his favorite hunting ground. Did well in India. Now you expect him to do well in Bangladesh. And imagine left arm spinners, Taijul, Shakib. If you want to throw these two guys off their radar, no better player to do than Rishabh Pant. I see that happening. So I hope both Kohli and Pant score 100. But from one GOAT in cricket, we are now shifting to one GOAT in football. And that is everybody. Messi, 8th Ballon d'Or thoughts. Well, I hope he wins it. But that doesn't diminish his greatness, Akash Bharadwaj. I mean, if Messi wins the World Cup, end of story. The GOAT debate ends, in my book, honestly. But fans will be fans. They will want to ensure that Ronaldo is the greatest, Messi is the greatest. That debate will forever live on. But a World Cup gives credence to the GOAT debate in a big, big way. And Messi is just 90 to 120 minutes away from essentially sealing his greatness. He's done everything that needs to be done. Just this World Cup trophy needs to be there. And Ruben Loganathan is saying, as usual, the newcomers to Indian team will be used as whatever will never get a chance to play. Yeah, I mean, the India A side who were called in because of the injury issues that's there, none of them are playing. Shardul Thakur also had to sit out because India are playing with 3 spinners. So that is why it is very, very unfortunate. The new guys, I mean, you have to feel for Rahul Tripathi and Rajat Patidar. Rahul Tripathi has been globetrotting, but he's never gotten a game. But the problem with the Indian cricket team at this point in time is Rahul Tripathi bats somewhere in the lower top order. Where do you fit him? Because he's the backup to the backup. There are many other options apart from that. So he's way down in the pecking order when that happens. So, Wheel of Time, a yellow t-shirt isn't really ideal visually. Okay, so you're telling me that Australia, Brazil, those who wear yellow, they are not visually appealing. And because the sunlight is there, it's bright. I like bright colors. So that's how. One last prediction. Do Morocco will spoil French party? Your prediction? I hope so. Because Morocco beating France will be the biggest upset in the history of the World Cup. France are the defending champions. And they've lost to one former colony anyway. They lost to Tunisia. If Morocco can replicate that, that will be great. Argentina versus Morocco. Why? Do you want Messi to win the World Cup on a platter? But if Morocco win the World Cup, oh boy, then the world of football will change forever. This will be the World Cup where David was literally beating Goliath. That's how it will be. And one more. If Varun Parvatneni, if KL fails to win, Gill scores a century and Rohit is back, who would be the opener for the next? Oh boy. If only wishes could come true. I mean, but it's a valid point. If KL Rahul fails, then I think you will see Shreyas Iyer getting the axe. If Shreyas Iyer fails, then KL Rahul will come down. And if Rohit Sharma comes back for the second test, I think a call will be taken in the next couple of days whether Rohit will be available. But if he comes back, then KL Rahul might probably shift down. Either Shreyas Iyer sits out or Shubman Gill sits out. But if Shubman Gill scores a century, you can't ignore him. So Shubman Gill will stay. I think it will be a toss-up between Iyer and Rohit. That is how. If Rohit Sharma comes back, Shreyas Iyer sits out. Unfortunately, KL Rahul isn't. That's how I see. Have we seen the last of Ajinkya Rahane? Satyajit Shinde is asking. Never say never. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. If Rahane scores good in domestic cricket, and remember, India are playing most of their tests at home, barring that one on June 7th at the Oval, if they make it. And never say never. If Virat Kohli scores a test century this year, he'll be the second player after Babar Azam to score centuries in all formats in 2022. That will be great. And Babar Azam, although he's been panned, but Virat Kohli now is batting in a different zone altogether. That is how I feel. Shubham is like asking me, don't you think KL Rahul is highly overrated cricketer in this era? He averaged only 35 and 43, even after playing for 8 years, has not established his position in the playing 11. He's not overrated, Shubham, I will say. KL Rahul has been plagued by injuries at the wrong time, and sometimes his strike rate in T20Is overshadows his impact. I think KL's one problem is that he has not performed in pressure situations, and unfortunately the numbers show that. If you take away his score against the lesser teams in the World Cups, His average is unfortunately lesser. And KL Rahul cannot escape that. So he's not overrated. I think he's just not been able to capitalize a lot more than what we expect KL to do, because KL Rahul is a class player. He's a really, really class player. And if he can continue on his consistency, then I think it will be a great situation. That's what I look at it. We have got. What is your ideal 15 to prepare for the next WTC? Couldn't you have tried a left arm seamer? Ajinkya has been treated very unfairly. Wheel of Time. Yes and no, kind of. But Ajinkya Rahane also. He was in that same bracket, remember, with Cheteshwar Pujara. Not converting starts into big scores. Rahane has been inconsistent, can't play spin. So it is a really, really sad situation. I don't think he's been treated unfairly. Rahane got a good rope for 2 to 3 years. Pujara has gotten an even bigger rope. So let's see. If Rahane can perform well in the Ranji Trophy, it'll be great. Any statistician, what's a good first innings score at Chattogram? Statistics say that anywhere in the range of 450 to 500 is a great score in Chattogram, the first innings. And as the day progresses, as the game progresses, it will be a very, very difficult wicket to bat on. So batting fourth will be a task. Shreyas Mohan, is Shreyas Iyer a permanent in the Indian Test team in Sena too? I don't know. Because there is so much of depth in the Indian cricket team at this point in time. Shreyas, I think, should be given a longer rope in Test cricket also. Because Sena countries, that bounce factor could disturb him. But he's overcome that short ball weakness in a big way. So, in subcontinent conditions, Shreyas Iyer is brilliant. Sena countries, let's see in the next championship cycle whether it can happen. I don't see it happening in this current cycle, the Sena countries, because now India are playing predominantly at home. So that is why in the Sena countries, looking at the form of certain players, I think Shreyas will be made a permanent there as well. Because next year onwards, from 2024, we'll probably see more of the Sena tours. Because remember, 2023 end, India are going to Australia for 5 tests. And that will be the start of their overseas cycle in that period. 2023, 2024, India are playing 5 tests in Australia. That will be the key. Any more questions? If there is there, Arun Tej, I have already answered that question. Pant is lucky to be a left-hander, nothing more. Akhil Tilak, okay, he's a left-hander, agreed. The criticism of him in ODIs and T20Is is valid. For T20Is, it's valid. For ODIs, not so much. But you cannot ignore the impact of Pant in Test cricket, Akhil. That's the one thing I would like to say, because in Test cricket, Pant has been simply sublime. He won you that test in Brisbane. He set up the win nicely in Cape Town. At the Oval as well as in Edgbaston, he set it up only for India to have collapses in the third innings. And that's not Pant's fault alone. It's the fault of the team. So that is the problem. When will Sarfraz Khan get opportunities? Gokul is asking me. Gokul, there are eras when your top order is really, really sorted. In this current lineup, where will you slot Sarfraz Khan? Because Sarfraz plays in the number 3-4 position. Can you argue any other player to be dropped from that? Sarfraz Khan, unfortunately, is facing the problem of plenty backlash, because he is in that batting position. The batting position matters. And Aditya Mohanty, I will do a separate thing on that. There is a rap coming up, which I will be doing. I think Di Maria was injured. I don't know. I have to find that out whether he was injured. Then what's the point of performing in domestic cricket? Gokul, I'll tell you one more instance. There was another player, remember, by the name of Amol Muzumdar. Amol Muzumdar was a domestic cricket behemoth. Scored runs consistently. On debut, he made 260 against Haryana and Faridabad in 1993. For 6 years, he batted consistently. But then, what was the batting lineup? Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman. Then at the top, towards 2001-2, you had Virendra Sehwag, Gautam Gambhir. How could you argue that Amol Muzumdar could take their place when all of them were performing very consistently? I'm sorry. So that is why Sarfraz, unfortunately, will have to wait. Yes, we all know, second best to Don Bradman, but can't help it. Can India manage to score at 4 to 5.5 today, anywhere close to baseball template? See, Rishabh Pant has never played baseball. Never. He plays in his own style. That's called Pant ball. This basketball debate is just because England are managing to execute it well. But prior to that, Virat Kohli and Rishabh Pant were batting in that same style. That time we didn't have any, our media didn't coin any terms because we felt it was too outlandish. Just because the English coined the term baseball, we are all falling hook, line, and sinker for it. There is nothing called as a baseball. There's no specific way of playing. Rishabh Pant has done it ever since his debut. Even in the Ranji Trophy, he hit the fastest century in first class cricket, 48 balls. He hit a triple century. What more do you want? Rishabh Pant plays in that same way. Virat Kohli also can do it if he's in that flow. So Shubman Gill also can do that. The one guy who doesn't play very, very quickly is Cheteshwar Pujara. But that is how Pujara's batting is. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. So, do we have any more questions? So, that's about it. We'll be starting play in the next 5 minutes. India versus Bangladesh, the first test of the series at the Zahoor Ahmed Chaudhary Stadium in Chattogram. Remember, this is the first of the 6 tests that India will play in this cycle, the final 6 tests. India will have to win at least 5 of them and ensure Australia whitewashes South Africa 3-0. So that is how this World Test Championship is really, really stacked up. Remember, Australia plays 7 tests, South Africa play 5 tests, India plays 6 tests. It all boils down to the wire in March because that is the last series that they'll be playing. India, Australia, South Africa, West Indies. So we in Sports Today will be bringing you all the latest information that we'll be getting throughout the day. FIFA World Cup is also there. It's France versus Morocco, the second semi-final. So subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. We'll be back for the lunch update. Press the like, comment, and share button. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Don't forget to tap that bell icon when we go live. And don't forget to download the SportsTalk mobile app and check out the website because you will get highlights of the FIFA World Cup on the SportsTalk app as well. Thank you.